everybody, hope you're having a good day. Today we're gonna talk about my experience with someone in the family that just recently has a colonoscopy and how the process works. I think people that are Pokemon fans, probably in my age group, probably could almost start the colonoscopy, so I thought it was a good experience. Specifically experience when things didn't go right, and as a first timer, you're like, what to expect, kind of. So I probably put a bookmark, but basically these are the prep. The prep I was prescribed was Golytely. It has nothing to do with Golytely, as in it doesn't go very lightly. It's probably the stronger version that I was told for cleansing. So what is colonoscopy? Basically, they just put a camera into your colon and check to make sure if there's anything doesn't look right. When I say it doesn't look right, maybe you have bleeding or lining puncture, you have polyps on the lining that might look cancerous, that they want to do a sampling to send to a lab to make sure that it's not, or anything like that, along the line. So in order to do that, in order to stick the camera into from your behind up to see everything inside, they need to have a good vision, as you can imagine. So how they would do it is they make sure you prep to make sure the inside is clean. So it's basically flushing out your system so that they can stick the camera up there. As part of sticking the camera, of course, they use a lot of lubricant. They will have water to, so that they get a better view. And they might use air, which is probably one of the things people complain about, having too much air in the colon. After that, they feel full of gas and having to fart for lab. I was saying that's probably some of the complaints. So in order for them to do all that we just described, normally for most 90%, I don't know, I'm just making a number up because it happened to be everyone I asked don't have this problem, but most of the people are fine. They can eat McDonald's the next day. It's just a small thing, they just stick a camera. How bad could it be, right? Some people are not as lucky, and that's probably what would happened, and probably freaked out the first time as well. So anyway, just gonna share the experience again. The prescribed one we had was Golightly, and every online material says something different. But basically, in order to for them, before they flush your system, they want to make sure you're on a low fiber diet, which is usually against everything we know, because usually people say, like, oh, if you want to poop easier, you take a high fiber, eat more vegetable, more fruits, or whatever fibers, right? But for colonoscopy, it's the reverse, because they don't want anything bulk up your stool, so you supposed to go low fiber at the beginning. So the day, 2 days before, you want to go low fiber, at least 2 days before, and then the day off, you're supposed to be on liquid diet, and then it's the D day, kind of after that is the D day. So usually, some online material might even go longer, because if you go longer with a softer, diet, that wouldn't, like, basically you people will try to unclog their inside before, so then the D day, you don't have to flush as hard. So some people chose themselves to do a more liquid diet, like congee and soup and whatnot. It depends on what people's preference and your provider preference. I'm not a doctor, so do check with the doctor, but that's what they said. The other thing, as in any procedure, you're doing a biopsies or anything that might bleed for lab, I would say, you want to avoid any medication or supplement that might thin your blood. So your provider would probably give you a long list of what medication you're using that you might want to stop. And if you were not taking medication, you're just taking supplements, some supplements like general vitamins, I forget, D or E, one of them is actually thinning blood. So whatever supplement and medications you're taking, you might want to ask your provider if you should stop and how far you should stop, because you know they might puncture, so you might want to take precaution and check with your provider. And again, this is just personal experience. This is not medical advice, just saying you should check your provider. The other thing is, as anything could go south after, if you consider if things go south, if they puncture it, the only way you can tell is after you have a bowel movement and pass that stuff out, for like I was saying, or when you fart. And for them to check it, there's just basically the checking outside and, kind of, or checking symptoms like a lab or something. But for them to confirm, they might need to do a colonoscopy again just to see inside what it's like. So, which means you shouldn't be too happy and eat a big meal right away, just in case, potentially. If you're risk averse, of course, if this is not your first time, then you already know what it is and you know what to expect, kind of. But as a first timer, you might not be too happy and just go and chow down a piece of steak, which is what I've heard from other people that don't have a problem. For a first timer, you might want to take it easy, kind of. And I'm going to talk about it later in the video. So these are our prep. Well, of course, not exactly, but if you kind of imagine the 2 days before, you want to kind of go easy, like I said, and then the day off, you can only go liquid, and then the deep, go liquid diet and start drinking the prep. So the prep, I don't have it with me because we drank it. Basically, it's a 264-gallon worth of liquid melted flicks, for like I was saying. So the flicks is basically kind of like a laxo or something almost, and you just basically pour water in, and you're supposed to use lukewarm water in that little big jug of containers, and melt that thing. Well, not exactly melt, but like that thing's supposed to dissolve. If it didn't dissolve, it's either you're not using lukewarm water that's warm enough, or if you use cold water, it's not going to do anything potentially, or you didn't shake it enough. So especially if the container is square, which is our case, you want to shake it like as if there's no tomorrow. It's not like you shake a Coke and it's going to spray all over you. It's not. And plus, you're not drinking it right away. So you don't have to worry. You can just shake it until everything melts. You're supposed to shake that whole thing to make sure that it's all gone, especially the corner, because the corner is hard to get. You want to prep that thing. Our choice of our no choice of prescription was Golytely. Like I said, it tastes like plastic, that thing. So to ensure you don't suffer the drinking, because you have to drink 2 container of this. I'm trying to show you the container, how big it is. 2 container of this thing. So it's a lot of liquid of not great taste. So you want to probably fridge it ahead of time, like good 6 hours or something, to make sure it's cold enough so that you can taste it. You might want to use a straw to bypass your taste bud. You might want to use other stuff to make it taste better, that it's allowed, because it tastes bad. So, and you suppose, at least for our cases, you're supposed to drink, because the 2 containers of this, that's huge, right? So you're supposed to drink each of the container, one of the containers 6 hours before the procedure, and the other is 12 hours before the procedure. So that's 2 containers of this at different times. And you want to measure it, because it's a big container and they just say fill to the line of whatever that plastic jug is, and the line is huge. So if you're below the line versus above the line or versus middle of the line, there's a lot of liquid difference. So we didn't do that, and we're stupid. But you might want to use a measuring cup to measure the exact amount so that you don't have to over drinking the disgusting liquid, for like I was saying. You drink up to what you need, which is basically 64 ounces, which is basically each of the container, because I said 2 rounds, right? So again, 2 rounds, so that's 8 cups here. You want to fill to the measuring cup before you pour it in. That way you are not suffering as much. You're supposed to drink each of that serving in within 2 hours. So the best way to gauge it is basically one of these. You're supposed to drink 2 of these, by the way, at 2 different time slot, right? One of these is two of these pasta bottle. Not sponsored by this brand, but this is happened to the brand. You can see these are 32 ounce. Two of these is one time you have to drink. So that's gauge tell you how what you need. Other things you might want to prep is your undergarment or pants for the day or whatever. You want to prepare the one you hate the most. Probably that you want to toss out because you might doodle on it. Or you can buy adult diapers. We bought ours. We didn't use it because we can make it because we have bathroom at home that is like specialized for the front room for people to use. So that's not a problem. The other thing people might want to consider, not sponsor again, everything not sponsor, is just sharing, is a wipe, a flushable wipes. You're not planning to flush it. It's just a wipe that helps you so that it's not as rough as toilet paper. You might want to get better toilet paper because you're going to wipe a lot. But the flushable wipes is just like basically some liquid aloe so that it doesn't feel as tough and bad. And of course, you might want to use some Vaseline or something because your butt is going to be on fire. We bought this one. We didn't really use it. I don't think we used it. But you can see for flushing, usually there's a warning. I don't know for this product, but usually they will have a warning for like it might clog or back up and stuff. So most people what they recommend is to use it as needed and don't flush it. Instead, put it in a compost bin or something, kind of put it in a compost bag and then compost that thing because it might clog your thing. Like this one is kind of very mild, the warning. If you look at certain popular brand of like toilet paper, they will actually say even more kind of. So you can only flush one, but I wouldn't even flush it unless you feel like being in the bathroom while having to worry about plumbing at the same time because you don't want to worry about that at that time. The other thing is while this one has like all the good stuff like aloe and whatever, you might want to check if there's alcohol because if there's alcohol like this one, it might dry up your bottom. So that's the other thing. So preferably no alcohol and with all the good stuff. So wipes, and then we talk about the container size. Like I said, if you put in a 32 pasta sauce, which I'm sure everyone probably had a bunch of it or could produce a bunch of it easily. And the lid doesn't come from there, by the way. The lid I bought it from Walmart, but that's a side note. If you use these, because you're supposed to drink 8 cups or 64 ounce in 2 hours, right? So you can time this is 1 hour. You pour in 2 containers, you know that you're supposed to finish 1 per hour. So that's that. Because like I said, they will pump gas into your thing as they're doing the video. They might, and you want to check your doctor they might recommend after you take the second dose, like the finale, after you finish 2 jug of that total within the 2 time slot of the day, they might recommend you to take 2 of these gastrics to eliminate the gas, like pre-eliminate the gas before they pump more gas into you, for like I say, so that you don't blow up, like feel gassy. Other things you might want to consider to get everything here. You'll be on liquid diet, like I said, so you want to get a bunch of chicken soup, like like not noodle soup, it's chicken soup, like clear broth, like clear everything, like basically like water. If anything not clear, it's not good. You can get like teas, for example. You want to make sure it's like good tea that don't have food coloring because basically everything you're consuming should not have any food coloring because the food coloring will alter the video because if you have usually they said red, blue and purple, but basically red plus blue is purple. You don't want to do those colors because when they see red inside you, they got freaked out, right, with the camera because they don't know what's happening, So avoid at all costs any food coloring. So when you check your food, make sure there's no food coloring. So that's here. Got tea, got coffee is fine as long as you don't have dairy, milk, and stuff. You just basically drink it plain. It's fine. Like black coffee is probably fine. You might want to get some electrolyte because you'll be dehydrated potentially, so that keep you balanced. The prescription for the Golytely is supposed to have some electrolyte in there, but it doesn't hurt to get extra, which we didn't use. You might want to ask if you can use coconut water if that's your preference, like the clear ones. Again, everything clear, 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 like no coloring, no nothing. Because it tastes like plastic, you might want to get some lemon. For us, we did juice it like here. But I just want to point out, even if you juice it, you're supposed to be clear, as in no fiber, no nothing, no clumps, no nothing, and so there might be some of the citrus like meat in there. So you might want to use a strainer like that. I tried to use a tea bag. It wouldn't work. I can just tell you guys right now. So just it wouldn't work because the tea bag will bust if you put some lemon juice in there when you squeeze it out, or either that or then there's no juice coming out either way. So usually you don't put acidic things in metal, but for my case, I broke that rule for this stupid lemon juice for that purpose. So that's that. Lemon is good. The other one that this is probably like the second best, the lemon. The best was the candy here, the lemon drops. I put a picture there. These did have yellow coloring, but yellow is supposed to be okay. So that's another option. I put it in the screenshot here, but was told sucking on these, get rid of the plastic taste. Well, not get rid of, help with the plastic taste the best compared to say lemon or electrolyte and whatnot kind of. You can do it like I said, plenty of tea, coffee, as long as it's plain, no milk, no sugar, like no milk, no cream, no nothing. You're supposed to cut that dairy where possible because that kind of mess up their imaging as well. That's another thing we were told. You can eat jello because it's just basically solidified liquid. Well, at a cold point. So most of the jello has food coloring. So since we're trying to avoid food coloring, we just made our own gelatin. So apple juice plus gelatin is the best. We actually try different textures of it. So we try 4 cups with 3 bags, because usually 4 cups is 4 bags. We try 3 bags to see if it's different, denser texture. Not good. So you might want to stick with the thing. Well, unless you want to try different texture with less gelatin, because it was still congealed. It's just more like weird. It's not as gelatin. It's like different texture. If you want to try it out, do try it out. But yeah, it's we tried that. It's not that great. Like we prefer the actual recipe, which is for like 1 to 1, 1 cup, 1 pack. Kind of. Not sponsored, but we bought a lot of this. We tried coffee actually, but it's not related to this thing. It actually tastes so much better. The coffee was actually great. Anyway, that's a side note. So yeah, and then you basically the day before you'll be flushing everything out, and you're barely driving over there, and hopefully you have a driver. You do need a driver. Not exactly driving you there. Probably you do want them to drive you there, but you definitely need a driver to take you back because you will be sedated. And afterwards, they probably put a warning: you cannot drive, you cannot operate heavy machinery, and you cannot sign documents and all the other fine stuff that for a regular sedated person. All those rules, they will give it to you. Yeah, so you do need a driver. That's one of the most important thing. And that's basically it. If everything is right, that's basically what you would need. And again, I'm not showing the Vaseline and stuff, but things, common sense that when you're firing a hole, whatever you need for covering the fire, that's basically what you need. And liquid diet, basically. I'm gonna go over a part 2 video of what to expect afterwards, and and go from there. And what if things go south, what would they do, which is our experience. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this part 1 video. Stay tuned for the part 2 for the next day. Until next time, have a good one, guys. Bye.